Right, hello everyone, welcome back to this beautiful autumnal evening here at Ickleton Golf Club. My name's Jack Lee, I am a Wedge Matrix certified short game specialist. In today's video I'm going to talk you through 5 of my favourite short game drills. Let's get into it. So hello everyone, welcome back. Like I said, my name's Jack, this is Jack Lee Golf. If this is your first time on this channel, please do me a massive favour. It would help me out hugely as I'm on a quest to 5,000 subscribers. If you haven't yet subscribed, could you please make sure you do so. So like I said, in this video, we're going to talk about my 5 favourite chip-in drills. 3 of these are technical drills, 2 of these are skill drills. So 3 of these are going to help your technique if you are somewhat faltering right now. And 2 of these are definitely going to help you enhance your skills moving forward as a short game player. So this first one is called the T-Rex drill. The reason why this drill is called the T-Rex drill, what I want you to do is go from your normal chip-in setup. I want you to pull both your elbows back so they're a little bit higher up your rib cage. What this is then going to force you to do is then move your wrists in this way. Now this wrist movement is called ulnar deviation. If you hear me refer to it as that later on in that video, just remember that it's this movement, okay? So we've got radial deviation, which is this way, like you're chucking a thumbs up, and ulnar deviation is where you point your thumbs down to the ground, okay? So from this T-Rex drill standpoint, we're going to feel as though we move our elbows up our rib cage and we have our hands or both wrists in ulnar deviation. Now let's take this new setup and let's put it into a chipping scenario. So we're going to feel as though elbows are a little bit higher up our rib cage, wrists in more ulnar deviation as they are. Now what this is going to massively encourage is that you'll use your pivot to get this club down to the ground. If we were to see any characteristics such as trail arm thrust, which is basically throwing this arm out now, one thing that we're going to find it very hard to do is strike that ball good, because that club is going to want to ground early. So the way that we take our T-Rex setup onto striking good chips is by purely using our pivot. So it's going to be get set up and let's feel as though it's more body rotation that takes us to where we need to be. By doing this, by implementing a style which is going to help you pivot more to hit better chips, it's going to mean that there's a force applied to that grip that is going upwards, and that is one of the key ingredients I find to chip in well. If you want me to do a video on forces and stuff like that, please make sure you leave a comment below. I'm going to save that for another day though. So first chipping technique, like I said, it's the T-Rex drill. So elbows up, wrists down, let's see if we can strike a couple good. That one a good one. Short arms, long wrists is what to think about when doing the T-Rex drill, and then from there it's a lot of rotation that gets you through to that finish. Nice. And that shot there will take us nicely into tip number 2. Right, okay, so drill number 2 now. This is not necessarily a technical drill, this is more of a skill drill, and I call it the variable tee height drill. So as you can see down here, we've got 3 different heights of tee. Now what this skill is going to encourage you to do is to control the depth of your arc. And what I mean by that is, let's say that the golf ball's on the ground and we've got a certain distance, a certain depth of arc to hit that golf ball perfectly, to strike it good. We'll find that golfers who have got a poor control of their club arc will either stuff it into the ground or not deliver that club low enough, hitting the top of the ball and topping it. So by setting a drill up like this, and I would stagger it in the way that I'm about to do now, it is going to help you control that depth of arc. So first and foremost, we've got a ball which is probably more like a driver tee height. Then we work it down to a tee height which is probably just higher than what I would have my irons on a par 3. And then lastly, we've got one on the floor. So it's going to be a case of, can I control the depth of that arc every time to ensure I hit a good chip? One thing that you will find whilst doing this drill, if for example on the first ball you were to go underneath it, then you'll probably know that your depth of arc is too low, it's too deep in that sense, and then you'll have to make some necessary adjustments in order to heighten it to get it to the perfect spot. So let's give it a go. Lovely nip that first one. Ooh, nearly went in. So now I'm working it down. I need a deeper arc now in order to strike this ball good. Got a little bit of tee that time, but it was still a nice strike. And lastly, off the floor, the deepest of all 3 of these arcs. Stuck it nice again. So that is drill number 2, and that is the variable tee height drill. Right, next up we've got another technique based drill. You'll be delighted to know that I've not got a name for this one. Let's call it the grab arm, something like that. That's as imaginative as I'm going to get with this evening. Very, very similar to the T-Rex drill that we've just seen. So what I want you to do, if you're a right-handed golfer, take your left hand, place it on the back of your tricep on your right arm, and feel as though that you're keeping this in close to your sternum, okay? Now from there, what I want you to do, again, it's a very rotation encouraging move. Feel as though that this right arm, one, stays flexed so we don't see it extend, so keep it flexed. Feel as though it stays close to your side, and then from there, let's use our pivot to ensure that we get that club back down to that golf ball and strike it good. Let's give it a go. Set up as normal, ball position relatively central, using that pivot to strike it good. Ooh, nearly got it. Same again. Quite firmly clasping to my side. I don't want to make this like an overly tense move. I don't want you to include a lot of tension as you're doing this, but this has got to stay in place. Reason why we do this, like I spoke earlier about that trail arm thrusting, if we were to see a chipping technique where we were to start on the floor and we were to increase that trail arm thrust, we're noticing it's very easy for me to hit behind the golf ball, and that is not what we want. So arm into the side again. Feel as though it's a lot of rotation that's going to take that club onto the ball. Ooh, nearly got it. Okay, so that is drill number 3. Now these last two are very much skill based, and I think you might have seen me do these on some videos before. So this first one is one of 2 favourites of mine. It is called 3-ball worst ball. Slightly different in the way that I do this now compared to what I did when I first started doing it. So the rules of this game are, you have to measure how close in proximity your first ball is to the hole, and then we have to hole out the furthest away. Let's give it a go. The reason why we measure our first ball is because how many chances do you get to hit a chip on a golf course? Don't get no mulligans, do you? So let's find a position. I'm going to hit 3 shots. We're going to measure the closest. We're going to hole out the furthest, hopefully. A bit short of that one. Oh, nearly got it. Right, so this first one seems to be just over a foot. 2 foot to the hole. I've now got to hole this furthest one in order for it to count as a successful attempt. And I'm going to do it with my wedge because I can't be asked to get my putter. It broke loads. Let's do it again. Oh, a nice one for the first attempt. Okay, so we're inside a foot for that first one there. Let's see if I can tap this in and complete the game. I need to remember it's more break than what I played last time. Yeah, let's get in there. So 2 attempts there, managed to do it on that second turn. That is tip number 4, and that is a great one if you want to improve your proximity to the hole when chipping. Right, so last but by no means least, this is now the 100-foot game. This is another skill-based drill. What we've got to do, you might have seen this in videos before. I like to do this with a lot of the players that I teach. Pick yourself different locations around the green, vary the difficulty, so you can think difficulty would come in the form of having a smaller landing zone, difficult lie, all that kind of stuff. You would associate those two with being more difficult. So vary the difficulty as you move around the green. Every time you hit a shot, you have got a bank of 100 foot. Let's say I chip my first shot to 10 foot, that means that I've had 1 shot and I've got 90 foot left. The aim of the game is to hit as many shots as possible and stay in that 100 foot. So, just for example purpose, I'm not going to play out the full game because it can take quite a while, especially if you're hitting good chip shots. I'm going to go from a relatively short-sided, slightly thicker rough lie. I'm going to go from a very bare lie and I'm going to play a bunker shot. Right, so bunker shot first. It's to be a little bit of a tricky one, but it shouldn't be too crazy. Played a nice one there. Lovely. Right, let's go and have a measure. So that is 1 shot down, and I believe it's inside a foot. So we've got 99 foot left to play with, and we've just had 1 shot. Very good. Right, next up, we're going to a short-sided lie with slightly thicker rough. I think in order to get this super close, I'm going to have to open the face on this one a little. Oh, it tried spinning. Didn't do too bad. Right, let's go have a measure again. So that is now 2 shots. 99 foot, 98, 97, 96, 95, 94. So I've used up 6 foot in 2 shots. Not bad. Right, and last but not least, I'm going to give myself an easy one now because I played 2 semi-difficult ones there. This is now a plain chip. This is now a very simple chip from a tighter lie, so would fancy my chances of holding this one usually. Oh, nearly. Just lifted it. Right, let's have a measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say 4. So 3 shots, 10 foot used. That is the 100 foot drill, and that is drill number 5. Right, so there you go, that is my top 5 short game drills at this current moment in time. So, give these a go. If you've already done any of these already, let us know in the comments how you're getting on with them. Let me know if you find them hard, let me know if these are improving your chipping. They're definitely improving mine right now. Stay tuned for some more content coming soon. And apart from that, I'll catch you in the next one. Later, goodbye. Goodbye, that was very formal, wasn't it?